Welcome back to the dive bar. We are live again. I think we're gonna. Kind of like Saturday mornings. We might stick with the Saturday mornings thing. Kind of works out a little bit. But I'm back with my man Reason from Finside the NFL. If you are watching this, if you can do me a favor, there's a QR code right up here in the corner. If you're not using your phone right now, of course, but QR code. We are on Apple Podcast now, so if you can head over, follow the podcast there, leave us a 5-star review, would mean a lot. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm putting the helmet on as always.
The opportunity is right now.
Terrific defensive play. Intercepted. Off the back. Tua on the move. Going deep. Speed race. He's got Hill. He's got Hill. The Dolphins have recaptured the lead.
Welcome back, baby. Coming off a big win. Loss.
Yeah.
To the Carolina Panthers, dude. I was there. We'll get into that, but I want to get your thoughts as always because we don't always get a lot of chance to talk about the game. So, man, dude, tell me talk me through your experience of that game Sunday.
Yeah, I like everyone else, we got off to the hot start and, I was feeling it for sure. But then, you started to see little cracks in the foundation. The Dolphins had 10 drives. 5 of them were ended by mistakes on the offensive line. I don't care how anyone wants to slice it. 3 sacks, 2 of those given up by Jonah. Ended drives. The bad snap from Brewer where Tua couldn't set his feet and missed the throw to Waddle. But actually, if you watch that, if Waddle doesn't track inside shoulder and he tracks outside shoulder, that's actually a bucket throw right over Waddle, but he was tracking inside. And then, that hold on Cole Strange. Remember, we were 2nd and 13, 19-yard completion to Jalen Waddle. We're moving the sticks, called back. Now it's 2nd and 23. Then we get a 15-yard gain, to Tanner Connor, I think it was. And then we had the 5-yard scramble from Tua, and 4th down, we're punting now. And actually, one of our drives ended on an incompletion to Malik Washington. There was also a hold on that play by Aaron Brewer. So really, if we would have completed that, they probably would have ended 6 of our 10 drives. So you can't have an offensive line that is making those kind of errors in critical moments and on the critical moments and key moments of drives, number one. And that run defense is the worst in the NFL.
Jesus
it wasn't
Christ.
there yet statistically, but I think it is there now.
Gotta be.
I didn't have Rico Dowdle looking like the second coming of Barry Sanders in my bingo cards, and now I'm sitting here looking at, Vidal and what's his face and Hassan Haskins, and I'm like, are we gonna get a repeat of what we had last week against LA this week? I don't know, but man, listen, I get everyone's frustration with Tua on that last drive he had. The throw to Waddle was clearly a miss, but that was his only bad throw all game. That was literally his only bad throw all game, and I'll go back to the Cole Strange hold. Cole Strange doesn't make the hold. We're moving the sticks. We're probably getting points on that drive. The Aaron Brewer doesn't snap the ball badly. The feet are set. The throw is better. Waddle's probably taking that throw to the house instead of it being an incompletion. There's only so much the guy can do, and then you sit here and you watch teams where guys only have to throw for 200 yards and their teams win no problem. It's the problem is we are in such a state of disarray right now, and it's been this way since last year. If Tua isn't perfect, we don't stand a chance on offense, and a lot of that is because of how McDaniel's calling the game, how the defense is playing, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of that are on surrounding factors. So, I don't know, man. That's it. I didn't think we could get any lower. And, here we are. We just got hit with a rock bottom. and we're waiting for this weekend for the elbow pad to come off and Herbert and the Chargers to lay the people's elbow, and it's 1-2-3. You know, like
Yeah,
because
I said dude, you couldn't write a more diabolical weekend coming right now. Like dude, Justin Herbert, after all the dialogue, Tua Herbert dialogue, coming to town, practically able to end your season or any real season ahead of you, dude, you couldn't write it any worse. You really couldn't write it any worse. This would be quite the ending to this story. But dude, it's like you said, the front seven, dude. I don't even know. Dude, watching that in person, it was like, dude, he didn't get touched until a safety missed him. And they didn't even make the tackle. It's like this
that
dude wasn't
tackling
getting
was so bad.
Dude, he was running. He was trying to split Minka and Jack Jones, and freaking Jack Jones just comes over and tries to punch the ball.
Yeah, it doesn't even go for the tackle, just tries the peanut punch.
You do that when somebody has somebody wrapped up. You don't do it when you're both coming in to see if you can even make the play in the first place. So it's like,
and you do that when you're down multiple scores trying to make a play, not like give me a break in a close game.
Yeah, the other thing is, we talked about this before, like the Patriots game. The offense is scoring 27 points. And normally you say, well, you score 27, we win in this league. The problem is that wasn't the case. You needed one more possession. And the offense has been great. They've put up points. Tua's been damn near flawless for 3 quarters about the last month. The problem is, though, you can't let anybody off. It is what it is. The defense should have held up, but the offense had plenty of time, timeouts, everything in their hands. They got to come through to win games. They couldn't do it against the Patriots after a very good 3 quarters. They couldn't do it against the Panthers after a very good 3 quarters. So that's what's killing me right now. The complimentary football, we haven't seen it. And honestly, quite frankly, we didn't see it last year either. We seen it against the Rams on Monday Night Football, and it was awesome. And that's probably it.
Against the Denver Broncos in 2023.
Yeah, we're not bringing that up, reason. We're not doing that.
Know, like I said, but this is the point I've always made. When people try to call us soft, okay, you want to say we're soft? You know what? This franchise has been soft since Dan Marino was here in cold weather games on the road. Where's everyone been the last 40 years? But I don't think soft has been this big. I've said this. I don't think soft has been the issue for this team under Mike McDaniel. I think it's been what you just said. You can't get all 3 phases to show up. And it's like Tua. You know, you go back to week 9 against the Bills last year, whatever, you know, where he posts those crazy EPA numbers, but defensively we have like one of the worst EPA games ever, and special teams we have one of the worst EPA per play games ever. And it's like, even when you do get Tua to show up, all right, is the defense going to show up? All right, is Mike McDaniel going to get out coached by the other guy on the sidelines? Like, you know,
we're going to give up a kick return touchdown?
Yeah, but we're in such a state where, like, okay, like, look at the Chiefs. You know, Mahomes is having a bad day. He's got Andy Reid to lean on. We don't got a coach over here anywhere that we can lean on like that for any player, not even just a quarterback. You know, like, unless the players execute to perfection and they are the ones that raise the bar, we can't expect the coaching staff to win us ball games. And sometimes, guess what? Especially in the playoffs, you know, you need good, like that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm worried about this weekend against the Chargers. It's not even just so much Herbert against Tua. It's just Mike McDaniel going to stand a chance against Harbaugh.
I keep saying it's getting a little late. It's getting kind of cheesy saying this shit, but nonetheless, I keep saying, like, you're learning a lot about this team every week. It's like, are they going to show up? Because you go in and beat the Chargers and you handle business, like, that's like, that'd be very impressive. That would, you know, once
but
again.
What if they've been kind of sliding lately?
Yeah, I hear you, but like, opposed to losing to them, I mean, I'm taking the win.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
just saying.
But I think that could be one of those Trojan horses where we get hyped over it. We think it's something when really the Chargers aren't as good as and as hot as what they were to start the season.
Oh, they're for sure not that, especially without their tackles.
You know?
But also, one thing I do want to give credit to, he's been doing it all year, but seeing it in person, dude, Jake Bailey is crushing the ball right now.
Yeah.
No, like, dude,
Yeah.
not just the distance, but the hang time is insane. Like, there is no punt returns on his watch. Like, dude, it's incredible what he's doing right now, especially after like struggling last year. People basically giving Stonehouse the job when he got signed.
Yeah,
Like,
including me.
yeah. So, dude, it's been incredible to see Jake Bailey fight back and hold. So, like, he's been great. But yeah, I think that a win this
Riley
weekend would be awesome. But yeah, he's been good too. He's been solid. But I think a win this week would be like encouraging or whatever. But like, I think you're right. End of the day, they're probably just kicking the can a few more weeks.
That's all they're doing, man. Like,
Yep.
Like, I'm waiting for I'm waiting because I'm waiting for the Cleveland Brown games and Quinshawn Judkins just gonna run all over us. Wait till everyone gets a load of this kid. Wait till everyone sets their eyes on this kid and what he's gonna do to us. You just wait. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting. Atlanta, Bijan Robinson. He's gonna have, what do we think? We know what James Cook can do. I'm looking at the running backs we got coming up over the next 5 games. Usually you'd say, "Oh well, man, thank God they don't have Amari and Hampton."
What's
But
crazy
after what
though
I just
is
saw
like,
what Dowd will do. I'm worried about Haskins and Vidal. Holy jeez.
dude, that was incredible. What my eyes seen when Dowdle, Dowdle, is that right?
Yeah, you see, he's talking mad crap to what's his face to the Cowboys this week because they play the Cowboys and that's his old.
Oh, that's the old team, yeah.
So he's talking mad crap because we got him feeling himself, and I'm just waiting for him to put up a dud against the Cowboys.
36 yards.
Well, man, and let's talk about that. This team putting up 19 yards.
Rushing, that's incredible. And you can't blame Ollie or anything.
Awful.
Achan, no, it's just Achan even. Like, there was nothing there. We're down there taking negative plays.
What a
Just
catch,
waste.
eh?
Yes, that was nasty. That was the whole crowd. Panthers fans, Dolphins fans, when they showed that replay, dude, and you see that second toe come down, the whole crowd.
Pay this man. He's a weapon, bro.
Ooh.
That man is not a running back. No one should pigeonhole him as a running back. He's a weapon.
Oh, we talked about that. That's the best player on the Dolphins right now. That's the number 1 player in the Dolphins, especially for the future.
And he can take some of that Tyreek load right now.
Apparently, there's a dialogue on Twitter, like people talking about
trading him.
If you could sell Achan, you do if you get the right price. I'm like, where?
Are you crazy?
That is your team. That's your future.
Okay, well, let's talk about this quick. How many untouchables would you see on this team?
Waddle, Achan, Patrick Paul. But that's like, I think he's earned that just because where he's trending. But obviously, he still has he still have to put more time in. But I'd say that's 3. You'd love to be able to say Chop, but he hasn't came around in the second year yet.
You can't even say Sealer right now.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to say Sealer anyways. He's 30.
Good luck finding 3 on the defense right now with how everyone's playing. Because normally you'd say, okay.
Jordan Brooks.
Well, you'd say Kenneth Grant, Chop Robinson, and Minka probably.
I like Jordan, though. I'm a big fan of Jordan.
Yeah, but would you really say Jordan Brooks is untouchable?
I mean, dude, I just think he's probably the best player on our defense.
Yeah, he's even though he's had his inconsistent moments, because Jack Jones is starting to make too many mistakes. Rasul Douglas wasn't taking enough depth and he was getting burnt a little bit this past weekend because up before the Carolina game, you could have made the argument that Jack Jones and Rasul Douglas were right there with him.
Rasul was playing great.
Yeah, he is, but he was getting Bryce Young was picking on him a little bit, bro.
Well, that's what I was telling everybody. It's like, dude, the biggest problem with the defense Sunday is they just couldn't get off the field. They were in a lot of great opportunities, like 3rd and longs, 3rd and 8 and more, and just holding, burnt by a slot. It's like, dude, they should have got off the field so many times. They just couldn't do it. They had so many great chances, 3rd and longs, and just blew it so many times. And then Jack Jones over there, like, putting the seatbelt on, taunting the crowd as a flag behind him. It's like, dude, turn around.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And now we're starting to feel like if they don't get a turnover, they're probably not going to get off the field.
And then boys ain't built for that. They got 3 corners now. Just cut another one today. So you got Ethan Bonner, Rasul, and Jack Jones on the roster. And now Jordan Colbert's on the active 53, which I don't know where that helps or how they – I'll tell you this. Minka's playing everywhere now. He's not just a safety.
Well, and we suck too much Asante Samuel ain't gonna want nothing to do with Miami right now when he's good
No.
to go.
Mm-mm.
No, like, that ain't happening.
I thought they worked out a bunch of dudes, and then they just ended up elevating.
Sheffield.
Yeah, they brought back Sheffield.
That's who I think's gonna be I think they're gonna elevate him weekly. He's gonna be your slot guy because he has slot experience.
Oh, that actually makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I think's gonna be at least for the next 3 weeks, like what they did with Riley Patterson, and then they might sign him to the active roster after that.
I was kind of intrigued to see if they might bring Ethan Robinson back.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that, at this point though, like, what are we really doing? So like,
yeah,
he had a good play in preseason. He's young. He's a rookie. I mean, damn, if you're going to roll the dice, roll it on a rookie,
Yeah, no, I agree.
They worked him out with that group of 3, but they didn't sign him. They didn't bring him back.
Yeah. And BJ Adams on IR for the year, right?
Is he? I think he's
released.
I think he's just free. Yeah.
He's released?
Yeah, I think he's a street free agent.
I know they're super high on him. I'm shocked they aren't circling back to that.
That actually would make more sense. Honestly, I overlooked BJ. That would be a no-brainer.
Yeah,
because he didn't play bad either.
Yeah,
he didn't play bad either given the opportunity. I mean, I know it's like 3rd, 4th, 5th string by the time you see BJ Adams, but I mean, dude, I loved his energy. I like his attitude. And I mean, we can use some of that,
And he's local, so it's not like he has to go far.
Hey, it's like pick up the phone, man.
So I don't know. This is a disaster, dude. Like the 1 year they lean on youth, they all get hurt. Like Kohu never been hurt before, then all of a sudden they lean on him, he gets hurt. Like it's just man. I mean, it is what it is. We already knew it wasn't meant to be, and they probably shouldn't have ran it back with McDaniel and Greer. And all time has done is proven that to be correct.
And then what about James Daniels and Austin Jackson, both multiple weeks away still?
Yeah,
incredible.
Incredible. And Liam Eichenberg's issue is chronic, right? They're saying it might be chronic.
Yeah. I think it's his ass. His ass bone.
Well, think about this. And you brought this guy back.
Yeah. Hey.
Will Hernandez is sitting out there still, isn't he?
Dude, I want to say this too. And I say this.
Liam Eichenberg.
I'm saying this to be facetious, but nonetheless, all of a sudden, Rob Jones don't look that bad.
He's with Arizona.
All of a sudden, Rob Jones really don't sound that bad. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he went back to Arizona. So they must have signed him late. And Will Hernandez is starting for Arizona, might I add.
I want to get your opinion. Speaking of Arizona, what did you think about the coach hitting the guy?
Gannon or whatever?
Yeah, Gannon.
That was kind of wild. That was...
I think it
Bobby
looked
Knight
worse.
wouldn't survive these days, man.
No, dude, there is no chair safe.
My God. Yeah, but
no chair
he
safe.
Would not survive in this day and age. Holy gee.
I think it looked bad. Like the optics, I get it. And it's 2025. Times are different. But I don't think knowing how the energy is on the sidelines during a football game, knowing how mad that player probably was at himself, I don't think it probably was as big of a deal as it was made out to be. But you're on the sidelines. There's 70,000. There's cameras everywhere. It's going to get caught. You probably should have saved that one for the locker room, maybe.
Yeah.
But, that was a dumb bonehead move. And I don't know how we keep seeing these. Like, nothing in my head would tell me, like, you're going to run in for a touchdown. The last thing you should be trying to do is ruin that. So I don't even know how these people get in these situations where, dude, I don't know. That'd be the last thing I was doing.
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah. A lot of arguing on the timeline about that this week too.
Yeah,
about the fight.
Wild. It was only what they fined him for, like $100,000 or whatever. Yeah,
which is still crazy though. Somebody did make a good point though. If the player was to go off and do the same thing to the coach, it's a whole different situation.
The Charles Spearwell, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, you make a good point when you put it that way. You're right, because they would crucify you as a player. Could you imagine Tyreek putting his hands on Mike McDaniel? Over.
Antonio Brown back in the day on Mike Tomlin or something like that. Yeah.
Well, you remember 2 perfect people the Travis Kelce and Ed Reed thing last year, or Andy Reid, where like he bumped Andy Reid. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And
In the
that was kind of
playoffs,
like
right?
blown
Wasn't
up
it
a
in the
lot.
playoffs? Wasn't that in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. They were struggling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of blown up some. So you can just imagine, given the right scenario, that would have been.
Bro. Fuck Travis Kelce, man. Like, my wife and my kids, because I got 2 daughters, man.
Oh boy.
This fucking Taylor Swift album just won't go away, bro. I'll tell you that much. Like, the life of a showgirl. Like, bro, like, I'm thinking about kids are listening to this. Like, when I was a kid and they came out with the movie called Showgirls with Elizabeth Berkley, that lets you know what a showgirl is, bro. I don't know if we should be, like, naming albums after that there, Taylor.
Yeah, but all in all, the Panthers game, yeah, it's just disappointing. It's just another trilogy, right, of how we can lose. Like, they just create ways at this point to disappoint you and blow your mind. Like, nobody in their right mind thought we were losing to Carolina. We come out. Also, how the hell do you not target Darren Waller once in the second half? This dude was a freaking animal. This dude is untouchable right now, dude. This guy's incredible. They don't even go to him in the second half.
Well, that's a Mike McDaniel problem. That's a Mike McDaniel issue. Let's be real here.
I will say the snap count thing's kind of killing him. Like, he's coming out
he only
hot.
had 32.
Yeah, he's coming out hot, and they're using it up, and then they're just like, they're not budging on it. Like, he's just standing on the sideline the rest of the game. And it's like, okay. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it because
The guy had, 5 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown in the first half, and you just pulled it back. Like, this is just stuff that championship. Like, and then you got on the other side, Jackson Dart goes into the blue tent, and Brian Dabble's going after the freaking trainer to get him back out on the field.
Bro,
they saw one throw from Russell Wilson. They're like, yo, F this.
The crowd started booing him, bro.
Yeah. Do you see that? Jackson Dart's did that.
Listen.
That guy's going to be a winner, bro, if he stays healthy.
Bro, he took it to the tent for concussion protocol. Dude, he came out first play and leaped head first into somebody's head.
He's wild, bro. Did you watch him in the preseason? He got pulled from that one game.
Oh my God.
He scrambled like 20 yards and he dove head first and the defender leapt at him. Dabble pulled him from the game for diving like that. Said, yo, bro, I can't risk that.
Him and Scatterbo are a problem, dude. They're a problem, bro.
They're gonna be the CTE twins.
They're fun, they're fun and awesome, but yeah, dude, that's the CTE twins, bro. They call them the creatine brothers or whatever. The creatine Caucasians.
Do you see their post game pictures and stuff like that? They're hilarious, bro.
Bro, Scatterbo and Fitz ripping their shirts off, dude. It's incredible. It's awesome,
dude. That's why if we go quarterback. A lot, like I like Mendoza, I like Moore. They're facing off this weekend. I can't wait for that game. I love the ceiling of Sellers, highest in this class, but man, you need that moxie, you need that swag. That's John Mateer, bro.
Yeah, I agree. That's my thing. I'm falling in love with the moxie, dude. It's like Baker doing his thing, cussing out the fans, coming back saying, "What's up?" You got freaking Dart. Wow, Dart, I think is just blacking out. I don't even think Dart realizes. Dart's gonna wake up like week 7 and be like, God. Damn, what the fuck did I do?
Never mind his arm. He's gonna be like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I just think that Dart don't even he's just blacked out right now. Him and Scatterbo. I think they're gonna get to like week 8 and go, holy shit, hold on now. Yeah, hold on. Because them boys are just blacking out. But yeah,
bro, you can see it, right? Like Dart has it. Like you can see it. Like Dart, whatever it is, Dart has it. You know what I mean? Like,
and a lot of it.
You can see it, man. Like that kid, if he protects himself, he's gonna be a problem. You know what I saw? Who was it? I saw someone, and it was actually someone I respected too. Who was it? Let me see if I can find it. Someone that I actually respect compared him to Patrick Mahomes.
That's interesting. I honestly feel like Dart's kind of his own guy, man. I'll be honest. I'm not to get carried away here. He just kind of, he's kind of a little, he's kind of a, I don't know. He's like one of one, man. Nobody really doing it like he's doing it.
Do you know who Scott Barrett is?
No.
He works for Fantasy Points.
Okay.
Fantasy Points data. He has like 110,000 followers. Like he's He's pretty popular on Twitter or whatever. Anyways, he said, okay, he said, if I gave you my Jackson Dart comp, I would be in big trouble. Okay, here it is. Don't kill me. Mahomes, if he started as a rookie. Obviously, the kid is super raw. Shouldn't go making comps like this. Can't be putting these sorts of expectations on a dude who just lost to the Saints. But these are rare tools. He's special. Anyone with eyes can see it.
Yeah, I don't want to get carried away and start comparing them to Hall of Famers, but
that's what he's saying. If Mahomes started in year one, this is what we would have seen.
It's not even the talent thing. I just like how he's doing it. It's not 300 passing yards. It's 80 rushing yards. It's 150 passing. It's making the right decisions. Dude, that run for the touchdown was incredible. Left the freaking linebacker in the dust. Broke his ankles, went into the end zone, freaking breakdancing with Scatterbo. He's cutting the backflip for the third time tonight. Like, it's just fun to watch, man. And I don't know where it ends up, but it's awesome to see.
If Theo Johnson would have scored the first touchdown of the game, I would have won a cool $3,000 off like $10 on that game because I took Theo Johnson first touchdown scorer, Jackson Dart anytime touchdown scorer, and I took the Giants to win against the spread. And
dude, did you see that fantasy league that has that crazy rule? The fantasy league. It's just a funny thing they put in thinking it would never really cost anybody. If any player does a backflip, you lose 50 points. So somebody has Cam Scatterbo. He scored 99 fantasy points this year, but he has negative 100.
Because he does the backflips. That's hilarious.
He did 3 last night. He did 2 and then did 1 in victory formation.
Oh my God. Bro, you know what's crazy? Like, that reminds me about the intro, eh? That backflip at Tyreek got to be coming out pretty soon, huh? Like, because I don't know if you saw it. Did you see that report from Jonathan Jones that the Dolphins are going to be, we all expected it.
Moving on.
Yeah, but now that it's coming out that they're moving on off of him. So, I still see a world where if he takes like no guaranteed money, like I see a world where they say, well, let's restructure things.
Well, that world only exists because of the injury now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Tyreek's not doing that in normal circumstances.
But would you even do that? Because I think it's just time to move on.
And I think they'll agree. And honestly, I think Tyreek will agree. Like,
yeah, but he might not be the same, so you might just be wasting your time in a roster spot.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying the Tyreek thing, maybe given that this is his home and he's towards the end anyways, there might not be much left for him to go chase, but you never know. But the Dolphins, me and you both know this. The Dolphins, I can tell you, this was already a mutual agreement pretty much. This was the last season. This was the last hoorah. They were already parting ways. I think the injury just kind of solidifies that, right? Like, you already was going to move on because of whatever, and now the guy also, the most explosive player in football, just had a traumatic injury to his knee.
Yeah,
so it's like
never be the same again. Yeah.
The one thing you might hang on to, potentially gone, and he's 31 by the time he gets back to football. So
there's no way he's back next year. I think that's crazy talk.
I
think he's going to need more surgery too.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews there. Rosenhaus said he doesn't, but doctors are saying. Yeah, of course. I made no disrespect. I don't know the truth, so I'm just saying.
What Ghost say? I know you talked to Ghost. What Ghost say?
I actually didn't talk to Ghost. Not about that particularly, but you see a lot of doctors saying like he had his first surgery and they probably got a lot done, but based off the severity, they're probably going to have to do another one. Yeah. Whether it's that big of a surgery or not, there's probably going to be another surgery. My thing is, I stopped counting these athletes out a long time ago after watching, the Aaron Rodgers thing, and he was old. And then Jalen Phillips does it over and over. With the medicine and technology, these players just bounce back. And let's not look, he's 30, but Tyreek is a genetic freak. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to count him being back. Now, what is he when he's out there? That's the same thing we have with Jalen Phillips. He was back, but was he back? So like when your game's built off explosion, especially to the point of where Tyreek's is, I mean, you might be back, but are you back? And that's another thing to see him like that's gonna be hard for him to manage too. When you've been that guy your whole life, that's tough, bro.
Yeah, because that's tough. Your explosiveness went out the window, and maybe your wide receiver 1 went out the window too. You might be a complimentary guy now for the rest of your career. I can picture it right now, bro. Lights are dimmed. Candle lights are lit. Tyreek's in the bathtub full of Ray Lewis's antler spray. Just trying to get that leg ready, bro, for the start of next season.
Soaking, bro.
Yeah,
soaking.
He's sipping on some more Merlot, you know?
Dude, I don't know if antler spray is the real deal or not. I remember, but I just want to say this. I remember the Ray Lewis thing, and I think that's what gave it legs. But I do remember a bunch of dudes in the gym in that era talking about antler spray, antler spray, antler spray. And I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell that is.
That's crazy.
But nonetheless, yeah, that's tough, man. I think they move on. And let's be honest here. Who really might be here by then? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It might not be a Tyreek thing. It might just be like what the hell does Tyreek need to be around here for?
Yeah.
We're 3 years out. We're 2 years out from.
He's gonna go back to KC on no money. That's what he's gonna go do.
And honestly, as the football gods would have it, and a fan, if you take the blinders off as a fan, I would love to see it. Would love to see his get him his last rodeo. I like seeing that stuff. Like I said, take the Dolphins out of the equation. I love it when people go back home and ride off into the sunset.
Unless you're Calais Campbell and leaving us high and dry this offseason, because look at our front seven.
Well, you can. I don't think that was a Calais problem. I think that was a Chris Greer problem.
For sure. Yeah,
nonetheless, I was told that Calais was all in and Chris Greer was like not interested.
Money. Yeah, and he didn't want to pony up any money.
Unreal. And here we are.
Yeah.
Our fate is in the hands of Justin Herbert.
And you got Weaver saying what? I can only cook with the groceries I'm given. Then you got your cornerback coach coming out and saying, oh, it's amazing what Jack Jones and Russell Douglas and most of our cornerback room is doing because they weren't on the roster at training camp. And look at how arrogant you were to cut Mike Hilton, and now look at how the football gods have punished you at slot.
I will say the press conferences, it's been funny to watch the evolution of these press conferences. They're changing. The players are talking different. The coaches are talking different. I don't care to throw anybody under the bus, but it has been fun and very interesting to watch the evolution of these press conferences, and they will get better and better.
Well, let me ask you this. About 3 weeks ago, Tom Pelissero was on Rich Eisen. This week, Jeremy Fowler was on Rich Eisen. And both of them alluded to the fact, well, you know, McDaniel has to game plan for a limited quarterback that you can't afford to get hit. Like, they both were propping McDaniel up at the expense.
Hedging. They're starting to hedge.
Yeah,
hedge.
And it really feels like that's the McDaniel camp behind that, and the PR wheels are turning. I mean, we saw when Ramsey went out, Ramsey had bad things to say, but they made sure to put in articles. Oh, but he really likes Chris Greer and Stephen Ross. Like, they made it like the other guys were hedging themselves against McDaniel. How do you see that situation? Because that's two guys on Rich Eisen alone, let alone any articles that have been out there doing that. And there have been some.
Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about it or not, but maybe it was on our show on Tuesday nights. But I said you're going to get to the point where, especially if the offense keeps playing well, but like you're having bonehead mistakes at the end, which unfortunately was the case again. You can't. It's going to look like Mike McDaniel will have an argument to go in that office and say, look, I tried with Tua. That's what y'all wanted. I made him the number one passing quarterback in 2023. I did everything I possibly could. I can't do it. Let me go get my guy one time and try.
Yeah,
I can see
about this.
Yeah, I can see him he has that argument, and he has a good one. Like, I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but like there is the case. And you know, like I said, if the offense keeps succeeding, it's going to be hard depending on Mike McDaniel. It just is. But the problem is, like, what do you do then? Do you fire Chris Greer because you think the rest of it's not right, or
well, then okay, but look at who he hired as his DC, and look at the problems we're having on defense.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to blame Weaver for that, because Weaver also didn't have a. I'm just saying I'm not ready to blame Weaver for that. I'm not saying Weaver's doing great. I'm not saying that. Nothing's great about the defense. That's not what I'm doing here. But we all were loving Weaver last year after 17 weeks. I'm just going to give it a little time.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Is that because he was living the residuals and hadn't fully transitioned this defense to his vision and was still living off the Fangio residuals a little bit. And we were still seeing a little of those residuals still sticking around. And now that he's fully implemented his defense, and I'm seeing Kenneth Grant get dragged through the streets over here. He got his first half sack of the year. But if you look at Kenneth Grant's issues, just like if you look at Jonas Savaianaya issues, a lot of these are fixable through good coaching. So why aren't they fixed, brother? Like Butch Berry, everyone's giving him a pass because of Patrick Paul, but he obviously had to be one of the heads last year that said, yeah, man, Isaiah had a setback and Robert Hunt left. No worry, Mike. We can make Robert Jones and Liam Eichenberg work. Now he must have obviously been one of the ones that had to say in, hey, Austin Jackson and James Daniels, stick them out, keep them at the right side. Let's move Joan into a position he's never played before and overcomplicate it for a rookie when our job should be to make him the most comfortable as possible in year one. And, and then you look on defense, and I said, you got fundamental coaching issues with, Kenneth Grant. A lot of it's technique. That's why he's losing the leverage is, he's playing too high, right? The pad level and stuff. Jordan Phillips has disappeared. And my thing is, even if Kenneth Grant is playing historically bad, a rookie shouldn't topple the talent you have in that front seven. Like, you brought Matt Judon in, and he's been absolutely zero. Jalen Phillips, you were getting more done with the front seven running through literally strictly Jordan Brooks, Zach Sealer, and Chop Robinson last year than you are with all the talent you've added through either free agency or people that have come back from injury. That's wild to you. You didn't have Bradley Chubb last year. You didn't have Jalen Phillips. You didn't have Judon. Your linebacking room wasn't this deep last year. You had guys like Channing Tindall. You didn't have KJ Britt and Willie Gay. You've got more talent, and somehow this defense has gotten even worse. Somewhere coaching's got to pay the piper for that one.
Yeah, no, you make some good points there for sure. And you add another point you made there that was really good. That's like, what the hell's going on here is dude, Willie Gay still just not getting playing time. Dotson goes down, and they put KJ Britt's in there now. It's Britt's not even played this year.
Yeah.
Which I get the green dot or whatever, which is crazy. I don't understand why Jordan Brooks don't wear the green dot. That never makes sense to me.
He turned it down. He didn't want.
I get that, but why? You're the captain of the defense, brother. It's part of the role. Dude, imagine if Tua's playing quarterback, but he don't want to call plays, dog. Just imagine that.
But look at, what it feels like, dude? It feels like Ross ain't gonna send a message and fire anyone, and it feels like, we watched Callahan give up a play calling a couple weeks ago and the Titans win. We see coordinators and positional coaches get fired all the time in season just to send a shot across the bow, and it feels like Mike McDaniel's just going to be loyal to a fault. It just feels like nothing is going to change, dude. It's just, we are just in that cycle of mediocrity and doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, the definition of insanity. It feels like we're stuck in that cycle right now.
Oh, for sure. And I think they're going to ride it until it sinks. Like the Titanic. They're going down with this shit. I think they're all
sunk, dog. Now
I hear you.
It's falling to the floor.
Well, they got scuba gear on. They got scuba gear on, brother. They got scuba gear.
Oh, yeah.
I just think this group is tied to the hip all the way across. And I really don't think there is we'll fire this guy and we'll send him at I think they're just kumbaya in the office, and they're just gonna ride it out, man.
Yeah, you say they got scuba gear on, brother. We're all sitting in the middle of Ocean Gate right now, going down to the Titanic.
It's crumbling,
okay, and we know how this thing ends. All right, all right, there's just gonna be a pop, and no one's gonna ever hear us again.
Oh my god,
it's gonna be over.
Speaking, all right. So is that pop gonna come from the hand of Justin Herbert this weekend?
Oh, why do you? Okay, pause on that one. All right, is the pop gonna come from the hand of Justin Herbert? Oh my god. I actually don't think Justin Herbert's gonna be tear us apart. I just think it's gonna start with getting out coached.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those games where it's and then it's like you said, you're gonna start seeing the cracks in the foundation, and then they're gonna have a knockout blow drive, and it's gonna be oh, yeah, we lost again.
Think about how it's setting up. Second week in a row, it's setting up for this run defense to get its shit together against a backup running back. And now
An injured O-line.
yeah, look at how depleted that offensive line is.
Same for Carolina.
So it's you're set up to get your pass rush and your run defense together in 1 week, and we all know what's going to happen. They're going to fall on their face like a 3-year-old learning to skate for the first time. It's going to be brutal. Like I already know what's going to happen, and I know it's going to be like a collective effort. I know like Herbert's going to throw for like 1 touchdown and like 180, 220 yards somewhere in there. Collectively, they're going to have 120 yards rushing against us with 2 touchdowns. Like I already know how this is going to go, bro. Like
Keenan Allen legacy game.
Like obviously, Quentin Johnston's going to continue to assert his dominance, against us now. Like, Ladd McConkey's finally going to get back on track.
Ladd McConkey's going to have a game, boy.
Here it comes, man. Yeah, because who we got to cover him at a linebacker? Zilch.
We just ain't got that.
And we got no slot corners to cover him either. So he can match up against linebackers and slots and kill us.
Yeah, I think Ladd McConkey is going to be aggravating as hell too. It's going to be the 3rd and 6, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 6.
Drop in right now, actually.
Yeah. I want to ask you, where do you stand on Minkah this year? Because there's been some people like, oh yeah, he has lost a step. That's why we got. I think he's doing a lot.
Yeah, he's making up for how bad everything is.
Yeah, I think he's playing shortstop and second base, and I get the balls get by me sometimes.
Put him on a good defense and watch him excel. Like I've literally seen him like in front of him. Linebacker blows the coverage. They don't get out wide enough. And then he has to be the one to direct Jack Jones to break. I've literally seen it. He points to Jack Jones to break off his coverage and attack the ball carrier. Then Jack Jones whiffs on the tackle and they walk it in for a touchdown. Minka's literally sitting here watching all this go on in front of him. What do I expect from Minkah? I actually think Minkah, next to Jordan Brooks, is probably, the argument you could make as one of our better players on defense this year.
No, I agree.
At least he makes his tackles.
All of them. Dude, he has so many saving tackles. You don't want him making these tackles, but so many 15 yards downfield.
It's ridiculous.
Chasing 30 yards downfield. Also, another thing I realized seeing it in person, dude, he's lining up everywhere. We talked about this on the Tuesday show. This dude lined up on corner on the right side. They sent the guy, no, he was lined up on the left. They sent him all the way across in motion. He goes across. They sent him back in active motion as the ball is snapped. Minkah goes behind the linebackers. They throw a quick screen to the guy that he was guarding that goes and went in motion, and he makes the tackle coming behind the linebackers. It's like, dude, nah, I ain't hating on Minkah because I realized that he's just doing a lot. And honestly, the secondary has not really been our problem. It was rough Sunday, but considering what we came in with, the secondary has been okay. And I think he's the glue that's holding it together. It may not be a great secondary, but I feel like without his communication, without his IQ back there, lining everybody up, kind of helping everybody, we might be a B- secondary right now, but I feel like it'd be a D without Minkah.
Too, back to Kenneth Grant for a second, and even Jonah. Isn't it amazing to watch all these people scramble and use PFF grades as gospel when players themselves and teams say PFF grades mean nothing? Like, I read my PFF grades weekly for my watchers and subscribers. I prefer reading PFF's analytics more than I do like their grades. Their grading system is flawed. Isn't it amazing how like you'll see they'll prop up these PFF numbers like they actually matter? It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like PFF is just a part of the equation, right? So I feel like you can look at them, you can take them into the conversation, but I don't feel like they're gospel, like you said. So like,
well, I say this is what I always tell my viewers when I read the grades. If the grades don't match your eye test, don't trust them. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. When you go into a game, right? When you go into PFF grades for a game, all right? You can go click on pressure and depth under passing, right? And they'll bring up a chart at the top, and it has the passing direction. It has outside left, between the numbers, outside right, behind the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage, short, intermediate, and deep, right? Tell you left, right, whatever.
Yeah.
Next Gen Stats does the same thing for every game. Have that passing direction. They never line up. And Next Gen Stats have chips in the football. That's where they're getting these stats from, right?
Yeah.
So I tell people that right there tells you this system is flawed. They're not correct.
And they got the same bracket, like the size of the squares are the same.
Yeah.
Same layout,
Yeah.
same grid. My bad.
Yeah.
Ask you 6 different ways before I say it right.
Yeah. And it's all the same thing. Behind line of scrimmage, short, intermediate, and deep. And then it's outside left, middle of the field, outside right.
And people
Same
love those
chart.
damn next gen charts the day after a game.
Yeah. The dot one, right? But the one I'm talking about is if you go into next gen and you go into the scoreboards, if you click, like, let's say you click onto us and like the Chargers after this weekend, it'll show you like the average, like the longest air distance traveled of any throw, et cetera, et cetera. And then as you scroll down, you'll see that passing direction chart, and it's the same one, just formatted and colored differently, but it's the same concept as PFF, and PFF is always off. So that right there should tell you they're not even charting where the throws are going properly.
Yeah, plus I've heard a lot of things about, like, I think you even have said this before, or you should know about this. Like, you don't know who's grading the game. So like
Exactly.
They got volunteers.
Yep.
I could decide I want to work for PFF, and now they're sending me that. They're putting me on that tape next week. It's my first game ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's it's like, look, I'm not trying.
A couple years ago, dude. It's flawed.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not trying to disrespect their game, but like, you just never know. Like, just collect everything, collect all your data. Like you said, watch the game, use your eyes.
Your eyes. Yeah.
You can use shit as a reference. Use them. Use next gen. Use your favorite content creator.
Exactly.
Whatever. But at the end of the day, it's all just reference. So bring it all in, use your eyes, and see where you stand on it. But dude, I will say, Kenneth Grant rolling up on Minka's ankles 10 yards off the ball is not ideal, boy.
Yeah, he was getting blown off the ball last week.
Boy, you are too damn big. That's crazy.
It's leverage, bro. It is pad level, like, and this comes down to coaching. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say.
And then Jonah, he looks the part, man. In person, dude, he's massive. His feet ain't matching his hands, and he's lost right now.
Oh, he's constantly oversetting. He's constantly getting caught lunging with his punch, and he's missing. A lot of it is fundamental coachable stuff. A lot of it's the thing is, this is why I think people have an argument with putting him back to the right side, because his footwork is obviously more comfortable on the right. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I told somebody it almost looks like he's damn guessing. It's almost looking like when the ball snapped, he just goes, fuck it, I hope he's going left. He just fucking lunges left. It's like, he went right.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Well, last thoughts here. Give me your prediction. What you thinking Sunday?
31-23 Chargers.
I was going to say 31-21 Chargers. I really think we could beat the Chargers, though. Like you said, if we get whooped by the Chargers, it says more about us being that bad than it does really about the Chargers being good. I do agree with you there. They've lost a couple pieces, and that team's turned pedestrian real fast, including Justin Herbert. And I really don't give them a lot of credit there. But with that being said, I give us zero credit. We have earned no credit. So it's not that I think the Chargers are great. I just can't really give this team. You just lost to the Panthers. So with a 17-point head start. So I can't really give you no credit there. But I really wouldn't be surprised if we beat the Chargers Sunday, and it gives us a little hope for 3 more weeks. But it would be nice to beat the Chargers. And then you said there's variables now that we have to worry about that we didn't have to worry about by playing teams like the Browns and the Falcons. But it would be nice to beat the Chargers, then go on a little run in that easy stretch. But
nothing's coming easy for this team, brother.
Yeah, I'm not counting on anything in particular. But yeah, I'll roll with you. The 31-21, 31-23 for you. Yeah, it'd probably be a good game until it ain't. Like you said, it'll be a good game, and then we'll start seeing the signs, and it'll be like
I don't think we're seeing anyone tuning in to trying to see a repeat of 2023 opening day. It ain't happening.
Oh, better times. God, that was nice.
It was.
All right, brother. Appreciate you for hanging out.
Good time, bro. If
you missed it at the beginning, QR code right here. Please hit it. Apple Podcast. Leave us a review. Follow us. We just got on Apple Podcast, so it'll mean a lot. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate your reason.